Good evening, hockey fans from around the Nicola Valley. Welcome to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials, Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster for the Merritt Centennials, Jared Thomas. Talking Sense brought to you by DCS Auto, the automotive shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Bring your car in to Sean and Heidi on Lauder Street behind Cal Tire or call 378-2929. We are heading into week 15 of the season with games coming up against the Trail Smoke Eaters, Vernon Vipers, and the Nanaimo Clippers. But in the week that was, the Sens had key interior division matchups against the Wenatchee Wild and the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. Both games would be at home in the confines of the NVMA. That's my new slang for the Nicola Valley Memorial Arena. Let's start with Teddy Bear Toss Night at home, where it was a rough start for Jacob Berger and the boys.
Lucas Souter, cross ice, and they'll score! Wild, spoiling the party early. It's the captain getting it done for the Wild.
Just 53 seconds into the game, AJ Vanderbeck gets on the board, his 15th on the year, and the Wild weren't done there, as halfway through the period at the 11:07 mark, Lucas Souter, his line mate, got on the board as well.
Works back down low, Vanderbeck out front, Souter, huge stop by Berger on the rebound, they'll score!
Lucas Souter with his 12th on the year, but late in the period, the Sens came to life, and St. Nick paid a visit on Teddy Bear Toss Night.
Into the middle for Zorn, wrap around Coca, he'll score! Make it Nick Wicks! Christmas has come early, and it's St. Nick Wicks bringing the Teddy Bears to the ice!
And with under go in the first period, Ashton Stocky would tie things up.
Vanderbeck tries a diving poke check on him. Zorn throws it in. Stocky with a wraparound. He'll score! Ashton Stocky! Isley tries the ill-fated poke check, and Stocky has the speed on the left side, tucks it in round the back door.
And that would be how the first period would end. Tied at 2s with plenty to go in the second, and the Sens got off to their perfect start in the second period.
Big hit on Usher. Centering feed. Isley plays on. Thrown on. Zach Gort scores! In the slot. Isley kicked it out. Zach Gort there to collect. And he'll put it in the open net.
Unfortunately for the Sens, B, where the goal scoring would end for them, and it would be all Wenatchee Wild. Even just a minute later, Sam Hessler gets on the board.
Thrown down low. Arnold in front. Awkward shot and goal. The Wild score. Comes off the end boards. Gets thrown to the middle. May have gone off a skate or a piece of equipment, but the Wild get it right back.
Then 4 minutes later, with the Sens pressing to get the lead back, Lucas Souter on the counterattack with a goal of his own.
Schneider can't play it back to the line cleanly, and Vanderbeck plays it out. Lucas Souter, chance for a breakaway. Inside, he'll go 5-hole and score.
Matt Sampson would, after the game, call that the turning point goal, as Wenatchee didn't look back. They'd get 2 more from Josh Arnold in the second period, and then add 1 more in the third. They end up out shooting the Sens 41-17 in the game, and the Sens just couldn't come back after that wild second period. And despite getting the Teddy Bears on the ice, Jake Berger gets pulled in the effort. 14 saves on 19 shots. Austin Roden comes in relief. 20 saves on 22 shots. In the next segment, we'll look at the next game on tap. The Salmon Arm Silverbacks in a battle of the basement between the 2 bottom teams in the interior division, but it would be a great one at the Nicola Valley Memorial Arena. We'll be back with more Talking Sense with me, Jared Thomas, brought to you by DCS Auto. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster, Jared Thomas. Talking Sense brought to you by DCS Auto, the shop that can talk your vehicle's language. Give them a call, 378-2929. So in segment 2, we're going to cover game 2 of the doubleheader weekend at home. The Salmon Arm Silverbacks in town for the first time this season. This was the fourth matchup of the season between these two clubs, but all 3 games prior, all at the Shaw Center in Salmon Arm. This is the first time the Sents got to give Salmon Arm a taste of what it would be like in the confines of the Nicola Valley Memorial Arena. And in the first period, the Sents threw all sorts of rubber onto Kyle Dumba, and he made some key saves, 25 throughout the period. It wasn't until the second that we had our first goal, coming from the leading goal scorer of the Merritt Centennials.
Backside, now Matthew Gosselin at center ice. Cutting through, ahead for Cleghorn, cutting across the slot. Cleghorn shot, he'll score! Henry Cleghorn lights up the foghorn, and the Sents finally on the board. It took 30 shots, but 30th time's the charm. Lucky number 13, Henry Cleghorn, gets the goal. Matthew Gosselin the assist.
That goal coming at the 6:30 mark of the second period. Chase Bell, Matthew Gosselin with the assist. And then 10 minutes later in the second period, Henry Cleghorn would find the back of the net again, this time shorthanded with some help from Zach Zorn.
Turn over to Henry Cleghorn. Shot and he'll score! Henry Cleghorn short-handed. Yet another one in the books for the Merritt Centennials. Now 10 on the year. And Henry Cleghorn has his second of the game. He's on hat-trick watch.
Those 2 goals, the only scored in the second period. It would set the stage for a big third, but Salmon Arm would make things interesting 6 minutes into the third. Their leading goal scorer getting on the board.
Now Wakeford, Kingston on the outside, driving to the middle. He goes 5-hole and scores on Austin Roden.
The Silverbacks pressing for more in the third period, but a certain somebody would bring the hats to the ice.
Chase Bell. Cleghorn gets the puck. Partial 2-on-1. Cleghorn. Wrister, he'll score! Rain down the hats! Henry Cleghorn's got 3, baby!
Not to be outdone, his buddy Zach Zorn had to get in on the action too.
Now Stocky and Schneider, 2-on-2. Schneider back for Stocky. Wrister kick save. Zorn on the rebound. He'll score!
Zorn with an assist, a goal. All he needed was one more thing for the Gordie Howe hat trick.
More size out there. Cam bites in. Zorn are going to go for round 2 here. Zorn with a huge chance, and he'll take his man down. They'll get back up. They're still throwing. Zorn, Cam bites going at it. They want a piece of each other from the last time these two met. Huge rights, huge lefts. Cam bites has lost his helmet. Zorn with the rights. Oh, it's a huge tussle. Zorn throwing lefts now. Cam bites on the ropes. Now at the rights. Zorn just laying them on. And now the linesman will come in. What a tussle from these two. That'll bring the fans to their feet.
Zorn with a Gordie Howe, not to be outdone, as Cleghorn gets the regular old hat trick. Zorn, the Gordie Howe hat trick. The Sents win 4-1. They're out of the basement of the interior division. Leave Salmon Arm to take up that mantle. And for the first time, they are legitimately number 6. In segment 3, we'll catch up on some Sents news away from the ice and look forward to the games coming in this week's action. First stop, Trail, tomorrow night. Welcome back to Talking Sents, the show where you can stay up to date with everything Merritt Centennials. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster, Jared Thomas. Talking Sents brought to you by DCS Auto on Lauder Street behind Cal Tire. Talk to Sean and Heidi or give them a call. 378-2929. The Centennials in the week that were, they had news on and off the ice. And away from the ice, Rylan Van Unen officially made the World Junior A Challenge roster for Team Canada West. He's going to join Coach Joe Martin on the team, as head coach Joe Martin is the assistant coach with Team Canada West. Also, away from the ice. A former Centennial signs in the NHL. What? Yes, Cole Kellers, who played for the Centennials in 2015-16. He got into 43 games, had an 18-24-1 record, an 89.4 save percentage, 3.84 goals against. He just got signed a 3-year entry-level deal with the Los Angeles Kings of the NHL. In 22 games with the Portland Winterhawks in the WHL this season, Keller is second in many statistical categories, second in goals against average, save percentage, and wins. So those are our two big items away from the ice. Rylan Van Uden makes the World Junior A Challenge. He's going to be a part of a big international tournament, get more eyes on him, get more exposure, and a former Centennial has signed in the NHL. Cole Keller going to the LA Kings on a 3-year entry-level deal as an unrestricted free agent after he went undrafted. So, with that news taken care of, we can look ahead to this week's action. First up, tomorrow night versus Trail. I asked acting head coach Matt Sampson how that changes preparation for the game.
Yeah, it's a lot different. We're gonna give the boys a day off tomorrow, and then you're usually showing up Monday, and it's a bit of a lighter day depending on how the weekend goes, and then as you kind of build into your week. We have to treat it kind of like a Thursday practice, and a little bit of some pace and some hard play, but obviously we can't go overkill with that, and just try to work on some stuff, get some puck touches, and prepare for Trail.
On Friday night, the Cents will travel to Vernon to take on the Vipers. I asked Matt if it made any difference taking on the Vipers in their own barn.
You know what? They're a great team. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it makes it that much more difficult because of the way they play. I think they're a team that's physically built and just the way they skate and the way they compete. That they would be a great team to have playing a rink the size of Merritt. So you open it up. I think in the past that we've seen a little bit of a different team from them on the road. They slow it down. I'm not saying that's 100% what's going to happen, but they got some big bodies and guys that can skate. So hopefully we can use that extra time and space and create offensively, as well as be able to get out of our own zone. We got hemmed in here a few times with some big guys coming really down on us and challenging us, and we had a tough time on the breakout.
Then this Sunday, the last chance to catch the Merritt Centennials before the Christmas break. I asked Matt if some players kind of look a little too far ahead, get into Christmas season a little too early, if that's a problem.
And then, obviously the boys, it's hard not to have that kind of Christmas break, and there's players flying home, and that's a great time. We want to enjoy that time, and myself included. But that's just a situation where you have to really, Sunday afternoon, you've got a team that's coming in that's in a 3-3. They're ready to get home too, and I think our start in that game. Now we're looking ahead 3 games, but that's going to be the focus. Is going to be our start against Nanaimo, and hopefully get a real fast one and find a tired team that maybe packs in for Christmas early. Wishful thinking, but
3 games for the Cents this week. Tomorrow night against the Trail Smoke Eaters. Friday night against the Vernon Vipers, both on the road. Next time to see them at home, Sunday night before the Christmas break against the Nanaimo Clippers. That's Talking Sense for another week, brought to you by DCS Auto. I'm Jared Thomas. Until next time, see ya. Love ya.